Guys, Comic Boom here to review Action Comics 1024. I normally wasn't going to review this issue, but sometimes issues are just so astonishing in their awfulness that they just cry out for commentary. I've ranted about Action Comics in the past, but this is a particularly bad issue, so I just want to focus on how bad it is. Sorry, man. I'm having fun with this one. First of all, the art is absolutely horrendous. This has to be... Now, John Romita Jr. is not a great artist. We all know that. He's had some decent art in the past, but John Romita Jr., I think he's like the Joe Biden or the Donald Trump of comic books insofar as he's just too old. He's past his prime. It's time to retire him. Like, just retire. Go by the wayside. Like, just, teach. Actually, don't even teach, because I don't want this style of art to be reflected in any other artist. Straight up. Horrifyingly poor art. Horrible. I don't know, Bendis's writing is awful here, and I'll get to that in a moment, but when you have a bad writer and you have a horrible artist, you get a piece of garbage like Action Comics 1024. This is really bad stuff. Now, first of all, it's called Meet the New Boss. By the way, that's not the new boss. It's House of Kent, Chapter 3. This isn't really the House of Kent. There's John Kent and there's Kal-El. And then there's the other Superboy character, Connor Kent, who really is not affiliated with anything in any way. It's an absolute dog's breakfast. We got three Supermen flying around with Brainiac 5, who's come from the future. And the whole issue is them just trying to find Miss Leon. And the big deal is, oh no, you've got all the Supermen looking for you. And the biggest joke of this issue is that, oh my God, you've got all the three Supermen looking for you. Oh my God. And guess who finds Miss Leon? It's actually Brainiac 5. So all the big whoop-ha, like, oh my God. All the villains of Metropolis, they don't even say the name Superman. They can't say words like Lois Lane. They got to watch what they say because they're super hearing. All of them, they got to be in hiding. They got to have meetings in lead containers so Superman can't find them or see them, and it's got to be soundproof so Superman can't hear them, and even if it's not soundproof, they got to watch what they say because Superman's super hearing is tuned to certain words. But now it's like, now all three Supermen are looking for Miss Leon, and it's Brainiac 5 that finds her. My God, what a bad story. Anyways, there's also a death in this issue that has absolutely no emotional resonance whatsoever. Melody Moore, the fire chief of Metropolis that was introduced by Bendis at the beginning of his run, decides to run for mayor. And not only does she decide to run for mayor, but she decides to look like an 80s rock star flunky. Absolutely horrible. And Melody Moore gets killed by the Red Cloud. And Superman, I think he's supposed to be sad. I don't know, because John Romita's art is horrifyingly bad. You'll see here, Superman's just flying up, and then, I don't know what he's doing. He's just flying randomly up, and is he supposed to be upset? I don't know what it is. And then before we can even get any kind of clarification if Superman's upset or not, or is he crying or what, like, he meets Supergirl completely inappropriately. Supergirl pops up out of nowhere, and then it's revealed that Superman is upset, and he hugs her and he cries. So we get just when we get an attempt at some sort of emotion, we get a disturbed a scene that completely creates a disconnect, because Supergirl pops out of nowhere again with the horrible art, the non-existent legs of John Romita Jr., the non-existent backgrounds, the just horrible art. Dialogue is also bad again, although it's a little bit better than past issues. There's this ridiculous scene where they're in the Daily Planet, where Lois Lane has got sticks for legs, and apparently the FBI is looking for Lois Lane because apparently they think that Superman's done something wrong and he hasn't, but it's just more nonsense dialogue that goes nowhere. The good thing about the dialogue, the word balloons, is that at least it covers up the art. That's the one thing that's good with Bendis with all his dialogue, is that it can cover up John Romita Jr.'s art. But other than that, guys, this is a workshop on how not to put a comic together. Everything that you could imagine being wrong, and missing the story beats, and missing the emotions, and failing to convey the emotions. And I mean, this is supposed to be the death of a major character, Melody Moore, somebody who Clark Kent respected, who was a good person, that fought City Hall, that was trying to find the arsonists that were burning down all the numerous establishments in Metropolis. That's exactly what Melody Moore was trying to do, and ultimately it was discovered that Leviathan Miss Leon was behind that, and the Red Cloud, etc., and organized crime. And in any event, it's all a mess. Nobody cares. And this House of Kent is really a house of boredom, house of nonsense. I can't recommend you get this, but some things are so bad, and you know what? I know that you could say, well, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But people have got to know how sometimes if I don't tell people how bad this is, then they might make the mistake of going and buying it. This is awful. I'm taking the bullet so you don't have to. Okay, this is a terrible comic book. Don't get it. Wait till Bendis is off the title. And I heard the news, by the way, that unfortunately Bendis says that Leviathan Checkmate has not been canceled. We were hoping it was, because Leviathan is a terrible... Event Leviathan was a joke. But unfortunately, Leviathan Checkmate, we're going to be getting it, unfortunately, next year. The only reason it was apparently canceled was because it was going to lead into a big event for DC, probably 5G. But because when Didio left, that event was canceled. And so now they have to build up another event for Leviathan Checkmate to play into, to end into. That's what Bendis stated in his Word Balloon podcast, Word Balloon interview with John Citrus. And again, he never said that the event was 5G that Leviathan Checkmate was going to end on, but that's very likely what it was. So editorially, there's been a lot of changes, and we probably can't blame Bendis for all those changes. But the reality is that Leviathan is a terrible story. This Superman run is a terrible story. This is bad writing across the board. And so don't buy Action Comics. I feel so passionately that you shouldn't get Action Comics that I bought it for you and I read it, and it's garbage. You're welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. And until next time, Comic Boom out.